Hey, where can I get a kayak? Here, like, can I buy a kayak here?
Here? Absolutely. We've got a huge selection of everything from fun in the sun recreational kayaks like our Nomad or the Juntos. We've got motorized options like the Bass 100 from Jonny Boats. And we've also got a huge selection of new, improved, and newly released pedal kayaks like the 12.5, the Moken series, as well as his little cousin here. This is the Moken 10 PD from FeelFree. One of the latest and greatest creations, 10 feet 4 inches long, a good beam on it, uses our rapid pedal drive. I think the best thing that you can say about these guys is that they are small but mighty. Ton of fun, lightweight, easy to maneuver, hard not to have a good time with.
Is this the best priced pedal drive kayak in the market right now? I mean, I'm trying to look around.
Sure.
Prop drive kayaks. What is it, $1,500?
Yeah, right around 15, gets you everything. An awesome rudder control system. That's our oversized beaver tail rudder. It's spring loaded, which is exactly what you want. You've got the rapid pedal drive comes included in that package deal, as well as the boat itself. So right around 1,500. That's a great, you know, kind of middle of the road point. However, for the features that you're getting with something like this,
let's just open it.
Yeah.
They want action, not just talk. Oh, by the way, I'm kind of crazy, so.
I love it, man. Keep it going.
Or I act crazy. One of those. I don't know which one it is.
I hear that.
Alright guys, so we are unboxing this kayak right here at the store. We are in, where are we? Englewood, Florida? Is that like Sarasota?
Englewood, Florida. Yeah, southwest Florida, right in Sarasota County. Basically on the intersection between Charlotte and Sarasota counties. Dearborn Street is where we're located, 501 West Dearborn Street. It's an awesome little spot down here. Great community, good food.
Here, thank you.
Take that.
Great food, and it looks different. And you also have other stores in Texas and some other places?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got, let's see, we've got Waterways West Asheville, Austin, Texas, and here. Austin, Texas, as well as our Florida location, are both celebrating our 1-year anniversary for the grand opening here this month. So that's really exciting.
Wow, and you do have a lot of boats in stock, right?
Yeah, I can hold, well, let's see, close to 180, give or take, kayaks down here. Everything from the FeelFree family, including FeelFree kayaks like the Moken 10 series here, 3 Waters, Seastream, as well as some of the Bass 100s from Jonny Boats.
What is this?
So this is going to be some seat installation
Manual?
instruction.
We don't need that. Well, you do need the certificate of origin if you want to motorize this boat and register it, which is right here.
Yep, absolutely. That has your whole identification number and a couple of other goodies.
So I'm sort of on vacation, so you're going to do all the work.
Okay.
So you're going to set it up together and just going to take it home and then flip it and, I don't know, do stuff with a kayak. But since you know everything, let's see. I'm actually going to put a timer. Can you do this in 5 minutes?
Sure, yeah, we can. So, you want me to do like a little run through about the kayak itself?
Let's set it up.
Let's set it up. Okay.
And then
cool.
do the round through, the walk through.
Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan.
Round through? So the idea that I have is set it up, clean it up, make it look nice, and then do the walk through.
Okay.
And remember, we gotta pay the bills, so we gotta make the videos 8 minutes long.
Heard. Okay, well let's get her done real quick. First thing first, when you open up your new Moken 10 PD, you're gonna have to set up the seat. So this is gonna take a couple of screws and a couple of other things, a little bit of elbow grease. But I like how they're starting to package these seats by breaking them down like this.
Sam, bro, it wasn't recording, man. We gotta do everything again.
Oh, God forbid.
Just kidding, bro.
So first thing you're gonna need to do is pop open the seat here and get everything right and ready. Take a couple of screws and a couple of other things. As I was saying, I do like how we are packaging these seats now. Make sure that everything comes in together real nice. FeelFree, they really do a good job with packaging everything up. all the extra little minor touches that they put into the plastics and how everything is wrapped up and situated is awesome because it makes my job a lot easier. I don't have to deal with many scratches, dings, dents, or whatever because of how we have these guys put together. So next, I'm going to grab, let's see, Phillips head, little screwdriver, and we're gonna need a wrench to get this guy up to snuff. But besides taking the seat and putting that all together, that's pretty well all that you're really gonna need to do besides screwing the pedal arms onto the pedal system itself. So there is an instruction set that comes along with these guys that we just looked at. It'll also contain your MSO, which, as Aliex was saying, you will need if you are going to motorize something like this.
And here in Florida, you also need the bill of sale.
Yeah, and you need a couple of other things.
Yeah, like a competent tag agency.
I'm not going to jinx myself, but you're not wrong. Everybody's got their own way of running a DMV in my book, at least from my experience. Luckily, here in Florida, the people around here, I've actually only had really good experiences with the DMV down here, which I cannot say for North Carolina. When I was getting my driver's license when I was 16, holy cow, they sent me away like, was it like 3 or 4 times? Down here, from my experience, the DMV people will actually go out of their way to try and help you out, which is awesome. And if you have any issues, reach out to either a Waterways associate, FeelFree, or anything along those lines, and we'll get you right and ready. This ain't our first rodeo, but it's a pretty simple process.
Yeah, because you got both here, like the Jonny Bass that uses a motor.
Yep.
And we also have the lure, FeelFree lure, what is it, 13.5 with the electrical ocean that we're gonna do a full walkthrough video of.
Sure, yeah.
So definitely you got people that, I mean, nowadays, everybody pretty much has a motor on their kayaks.
A lot of people are, and a lot of people around here too. I've even got some people that are trying to manufacture their own DIY motor kits and stuff like that, where they will go through either like the sonar pod on a big fish or something along those lines.
Like right here.
Yeah.
Probably build a pod to
I'm
put
sure
a
you
motor
could.
through it.
All right.
I do, when you have a PDL kayak like this one, I like to put a Bixpy right here in the rear
Okay.
where the rudder will be and have the PDL drive here because now you got dual propulsion.
Heck yeah, man. And those Bixby's put out a good thrust too. I got to meet some of the guys at Bixby at ICAST this past year, and they were so sweet. I love working in this industry. There's so many just kind people.
There's a lot of good people in this industry for sure.
Heck yeah.
And the cool thing is that a lot of brands, they do get a loan, you know?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're out there on the water having a good time, then we're doing our job right.
That's right. Boom.
All right. And true to form, as soon as somebody's watching, it takes just a half a second longer. But good news is, we're just about done with getting this guy.
So what is your favorite kayak memory of all time?
Oh man, actually that's a great question and perfectly staged actually. So when I was like 12 years old, my dad took me out on Tandem Corona, terrible name, wonderful memories, in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And I was up front here. I was in this just super bright blue and yellow swim shirt. I don't know why I remember that swim shirt, but really stuck out to me. And he was behind me. It was cold. It was windy. It was raining like, oh my gosh. Just torrential is what it felt like. And a school of dolphins. I remember, swam up alongside us as we were paddling along, and they got really close. Like, I could see, like, they got these, like, black pitless eyes. So you don't know exactly where they're looking, but you know that they're watching you. And it just stuck with me. That was the first time that I'd ever seen a dolphin in real life, and to have one so close, I could have reached out and touched it. And that's probably one of my favorite kayaking memories.
That is right there the reason why you kayak.
I kayak
to get close to nature, bro.
Absolutely. That's one aspect. Also to get away from everybody else. I love the meditation that you can get on one of these guys.
I just had a comment. Somebody saying like, why would you pay so much for a boat that could only take one person? And like, you're not paying attention? That is the reason why you get one.
It's because it's only one person out there. Yeah, man. Absolutely. There's a lot to be said about having independence, especially on the water. And especially in some place like around here in Lemon Bay, especially at sunset, holy cow. It is like the skies around here. So I'm from North Carolina, and we got the mountains. The only time that you can get a skyline like what you're gonna see around here in Florida is if you climbed up on top of one of the mountains. Down here, I feel spoiled with every sunset. And there's not a better spot to see one than on a kayak.
Yep. A lot of times I'm filming videos and as the sun is going down and I'm just there doing nothing. Just
yeah.
It's sort of relaxing just to be on the water in a little tiny watercraft and just do nothing. Just breathe.
Yeah. And there's something really to be said about that.
And I know that I'm not really good with words, so you should definitely go get yourself one of these kayaks and go and experience the sunset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now make sure there's no mosquitoes nearby, please.
They'll carry you away down here if you're not careful.
For real.
The locals call them pterodactyls. But North Carolina, we had pretty bad skeeters too. Down here, it's nothing out of the ordinary, but if you're having a good enough time, you won't even notice them.
So, bro, anybody that comes here and buy one of these kayaks, you do the setup for them just like this?
I can, yeah. Some people, they like doing it themselves. Some people like knowing how it all works. I like making sure that whoever comes through the door, that they feel confident enough when they leave. So I go through how to remove the drive, how to set up and index the prop if you'd like. Some people, they want everything set up before they even show up, and I can do stuff like that. For more difficult processes like doing full-on rudder installs, I will charge you.
Oh, you have to. It's gonna take you 2 hours. That's a rigging thing. That's not longer just putting something together.
But for something like this, I never have charged somebody to show them how all this stuff goes together.
So here's the thing: as a customer service rep, not in general, not customer service rep, but like it's a best practice for customer service. It's in your best interest that someone gets out of here with the kayak set up the right way, so you don't have to answer the phone calls later.
Right again, my guy. Well, so for a lot of people that I help around here too, they are pretty well locals. So I have people that come in here and they're like, hey, I'm trying to re-index my prop. I want to get like a better turning radius out of my control unit. And I go through all of that. I go about maintenance and all those other things. Like we were talking about earlier, it doesn't stop, and that's part of the fun of it.
No, it doesn't stop, nope. Well, I mean, I have set up too many kayaks in my lifetime, so it's kind of refreshing that I don't have to do it myself, so thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
So this is cool. Now, while we're setting that up, we're almost done. Oh, we need a drive. So we're gonna put the drive, we're gonna finish this up, and then we're just gonna give you a full walkthrough of this boat. This is new. Like the price you pay for this is incredible. I mean, you have the Makana, which is $1,600 for a fin drive, but this is a pro drive. It's a propel drive. you get that instant reverse, right?
Yeah, that's a huge bonus, especially if you're fighting a fish.
Exactly, maintaining position. If you want to fish a dock or you want to stay on top of something, having that instant reverse is amazing. And it's not that instant, you know. It takes a second, but
well, if you get to it real good, you can.
No, like let's talk about science, right? Like you're going forward. First, you gotta stop the forward motion, and then go in reverse. So that's why it takes a second.
Absolutely, yeah. You got momentum working against you at that point.
Yeah, bro. All this is scientific stuff. That's what I do on YouTube. I talk about science.
I love me some good science. If we could get Neil deGrasse Tyson in my store, that'd be awesome.
Well, it would sell a lot of kayaks, though. Yeah.
Yeah, you would. We'll turn here. You want a little bit of play right here. You see how these can kind of move a little bit? If they can't move, then that's putting undue tension onto these little cables right here. They're tough. They're very tough cables, but if you don't have that play in there, then like I was saying,
it's gonna break faster.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But let's see. We've got everything screwed in.
If you fish salt water, eventually this is gonna rust. Just replace them.
Yeah. There we go. That's a good turning radius. It's nice and smooth. It looks good too. That's exactly what I want to see.
That's a big rudder. It should turn really nicely. We're gonna do a complete water demo of this boat soon. I'm gonna show you all the turning and all that stuff, stability, everything. So
let's move this out of the way. And let's check the up pull cord.
Boom!
Nice. There we go.
It just stays there.
Bada bang!
Do you ship kayaks out or just
shipping? Yeah, we've got promotions going on. I think I saw like $99 shipping on the new Moken 10 gear.
Oh, nice.
Which is awesome.
So basically, they will get the drive on a UPS or FedEx package, and then the kayak on another one.
I'm not sure exactly how the shipping process happens because that goes out of our main warehouse in North Carolina. But we do offer promotions for in-store pickups. It'll be just a little bit more cost-effective for you, depending on if you can reach one of these store locations. Because, you know, I don't have to charge you as much if you're picking it up for me because I don't have to ship it.
Shipping is just hell, man.
Yeah, but we've got a really good customer service line. So if you ever have any issues, then we've got your back there. But as you can see, the packaging on these guys is very robust.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
So is this water sealed?
Yes, this is a sealed unit. It should, if worse comes to worse and this pops out of your kayak or it's hit by a hurricane or something like that, if this goes into the water, it should float in there for up to 3 days.
Wow.
And I have tried that. I took out, it was the Flash that uses this same system. And I was out with my dad. He's like, well, you know that thing floats, don't you? And I was like, you're full of crap. And so I picked up the drive and I tossed it into the lake. And I was like, huh, maybe I should have thought about that a little bit more because it didn't pop up at first. Because I gave it a good haul. And then when it popped back up, I did breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. But it bobs up in the water, it stays right there, it's very easy to retrieve, which is a huge benefit because to remove this entire thing, once you've got it up in this position, it's just like that. Like that's all you gotta do.
I didn't know it floated.
Yeah!
We're gonna have to test that out.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna throw it out in the middle of the lake.
Make sure you're really far from shore when you do it.
How long? So you just throw it and floats, or it goes up? Like it goes under?
It'll bob. It'll bob like a bobber.
Oh, okay.
And right now, we're getting the crank arms on. When you're installing the crank arms, you want to make sure that you really tighten them down. They're made to be used, and so you want a really good seating on that. Now, some of the screws on these guys, they are actually backwards threaded. So if you're twisting and you're twisting and you're twisting and you're twisting and nothing's screwing together, try twisting the other way. I figured that out after looking a little bit silly in front of a customer one day. But I prefer it like that because what should happen is as you're pedaling along,
it tightens more.
It tightens, yeah.
Kind of like the reels.
Yeah. So for here, getting these on.
Your dad is very proud of this drive.
Yeah, he loves it. He has a good time with it. It's very low impact. And so for all day usage, it's awesome for something like that.
What is the gear ratio like?
I actually don't know off at the top of my head.
10 or 12 to 1, one of those.
It's one of those two. I'll have to look at that later. You caught me slacking on my homework. There we go. So there's one down.
Can these pedals be exchanged for like bike pedals?
I'm sure you can. Looks like a little Allen screw in there, or Allen wrench thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know. What I will say is I've never felt that I needed to. Some people I could totally see if you want to get, if you want to get something different on there. It's worth checking out and reaching out to FeelFree about. But off the top of my head, like all the customers that I've had are pretty well pleased with just the standard pedal foot pad things. But yeah, so once you get this guy in, and remember there's a left and a right. It's notated.
Labeled.
It's labeled. So there's L. You want to make sure that you do that, and you also want to make sure that when you put it on, that you put them in opposition like this, because it's really hard to pedal like this.
That's a good point, you know.
Yeah, I have definitely never done that. Oh, here we go. There's the backwards threading. I was just unseating the screw there.
It does look cool, man.
Yeah, it's fast too. I was surprised. We just recently did a demo and I was showing a lady. She was a little bit older, sweet as can be, but not a very large person. And so I spent a lot of time with her making sure that she felt comfortable out there on the water, about how all of these different parts and pieces work. And I got to the point where I was like, all right, if we're ready, I want you to go ahead and make a couple of pedals. And so she did like one rotation. And I don't know if you know about this area, but when you're out there in some of the muck, like I was wearing sandals and they like sucked into the ground. And so I was pretty well like glued there. It takes a lot of effort to unstick yourself. And she did one little pedal rotation and it took me off of my feet. There's a lot of thrust that happens with something like these guys.
Wow, I know exactly what you're talking about because I flip kayaks a lot and I get stuck and I like they're trying to get out. It's yeah, the mud is like basically knees deep.
There we go.
It's very soft ground.
There we go.
Boom. So for fun, say let's do the deploy and undeploy. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Deploy.
That's a good way to go about it. So first thing you're gonna have to do is this kind of mason jar style latch here, is you're gonna flip that toward you, and that disengages this little latch here that links up with a shelf kind of latch option here. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get this little bar undone from there. Then you got a prop finder. You'll depress this plunger here, and that sends out the little finder. You'll twist the pedal arm until you hear that click.
You gotta hear the click. Oh, so you just hear it. You don't have to see it.
Yeah, because it's really hard to guess where your prop is located. But once it's in the position right here, don't touch the pedal arms, don't touch the button or anything. Just make the drive button, and it's good to go.
Boom. Oh, nice. Because I was thinking once you lift the drive up, how it's gonna stay there.
Just like this.
Just flip the prop.
Yeah, and then you can slide it a little bit back so that it stays within the shelving, but this is perfectly fine to have it resting like this.
But you don't have like a cover?
Not right now. I've heard that potentially we're working on it, and tossed around a couple of ideas of creating some stuff just for this
like a phone
location.
block.
Yeah, and that would be about as simple as it gets. And I love simple stuff. Less to break. Anyways, so this is the up position. Again, to remove the whole drive, you just bring it forward and you're done. To drop it in, get it about right here. Flip this down, slide it in. Engage underneath that shelf, lock it in. And she's a little bit cold, but dang.
Don't worry, we're
Nice
gonna put
and smooth.
We're gonna put it through its paces and it's gonna
Good.
run smoothly. So, bring it up, quick. Okay, that was fast. So one
I could
thing.
use a little more practice, but it is a really quick
Yeah, but you're not in
mechanism.
front of it. So if you're in the seat, it's gonna be easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm thinking, if you have it like this and something happens and you flip over, you may lose it. So maybe it's a good idea to attach it to something.
Yeah. So one of the ways that we go about that is we've got a little bungee mechanism here
There you go. That's it.
that should help retain it. But again, like we were saying earlier, if this does come out of the boat, it is a sealed unit. It will float in the water.
I love being behind the camera because it's so liberating. Like nobody can see my impressions. They just see yours, for example, and it's so much better.
Yeah, you could be doing anything back there.
Yeah, like right now I'm very serious. Nah. So okay, we unwrapped this boat. You saw it happen. We also told you little stories about everything. But now, Sam.
A little
Samwise
walkthrough.
Ganji.
Yeah, we can go with that.
Sam is gonna give you a full walkthrough of this boat, like very detailed walkthrough. Guess what, guys? You are not allowed to skip anything. You need to take this in, right, Sam?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So, let's start at the beginning. Right up top, we've got a molded in handle. This is a ridiculously strong brace point, great for locking this down on the roof of your car, in the back of a truck bed, or anything along those lines. Moving back, we've got the mounting brackets for your rapid pedal drive right here. Reinforced, very tough brace point, which allows you to use this very effectively. Coming back down here, we've got the Unitrack rail accessory rails here, which are standard on all FeelFree kayaks. So if you want to do extra stuff like fish finders, extra rod holders, cup holders, whatever, you can do that and accomplish it effectively with one of these mechanisms. Along the deck, you will find scupper holes throughout the kayak. This is a self-bailing system, similar to most sit-on tops within the kayak market right now. I love them because I don't necessarily need to bring a bilge pump with me when I'm going out there on the water. It's also much easier to clean and maintain. Whenever I'm done for the day, I can just hit this guy with a freshwater hose. Because of the salt water here in Florida, you want to make sure that you hose everything off after you're done. And with the scupper holes, I don't have to hit it with a hand towel or anything like that. Just hose it off, should be good. Got a dual mounted foam standing platform here. This is reinforced, so if you wanted to spot cast and stand up a little bit, you've got some extra bracing here to make sure that you can accomplish that very effectively. Right here, you've got your up pull cord for your rudder system. Again, that oversized beaver tail rudder. And along the back side here, you have your hand control dial here. I love the smaller toggle right here. There's a great range of motion that you can get out of something like this, and it's buttery dang smooth. On top of that, you've got this awesome hanging style seats. We use this on a ton of our different models. The entire Moken series currently, some of our stuff from the anglers, like the 120 and the 120 PD, but it's got a nice back curve to it, so when you press down and feel all that comfort, you're not resting your spine on a bar or anything like that. Another cool thing about these guys, they're very quick to dry and very easy to remove. One thing about these guys is it's one seated position in terms of height, but you've got a huge amount of adjustability forward for some of our shorter friends, and then backwards for some of our taller friends. There is a ridiculous amount of leg room in one of these guys. One of my buddies, he's 6'2" tall, and he doesn't even use the furthest back position here on the seat. So even if you're thinking like, hey, I'm 6'4", 6'5", and I think a 10 feet 4 inch kayak would look kind of silly on me, you're gonna look great in this guy. Another cool thing about these seats, super easy to remove. So for storage, maintenance, or whatever, you've got this guy that you can just pop out like that. Or if you want to beach this guy and use this like a lawn chair on the beach, like that's totally a viable option. Working back, 2 flush mounted rod holders with rod leashes. Fantastic here, just baked in usability. Working away down here, you've got hull access right here. If you want to do any wiring or anything like that, you don't have to drill through the kayak. You've got an awesome spot to access the insides right there. This rear tank well is perfect for anything that's about the size of a milk crate, which for 99% of what I see on the accessory market within this style, it's going to be about that. So our FeelFree crate bags are going to look great in here. 25-liter cooler, maybe even something from Yak Gear or something along those lines. It's going to look great back here. Extra bungee storage as well. Those Unitrack rail accessories. You've got a molded in handle as well as an extra canvas handle right here, because sometimes when you're loading and unloading, it's not the easiest thing to grab around the rudder. So we've got an extra handle right here just for that reason. Working our way back as well, we've got a good old drain plug in case I leave that hatch open or anything like that. And let's see, again, the oversized beaver tail rudder. This thing is spring loaded, which is awesome. You ever run up on anything, it's just gonna pop up out of the way. And the patented wheel in the keel, that's a lifesaver, specifically for my back after loading stuff like Lure 2 tandems and stuff like that. But that's a pretty basic walkthrough of the Moken 10 PD.
Grab and go. Is there any particular reason why this is on top and not on the bottom?
Well, if it's on the underside, then you've always got a drain plug down there in the water. And I would be silly by saying that I've always had my drain plug screwed in. At some point, something's going to go wrong. Human error is a beautiful thing. And at some point, I'll forget that I have this.
So on top is better?
On top, in my opinion, is much better because it eliminates some of the issues that happen right around here.
Now, you missed something, Sam.
Did I miss something?
Yes, the middle.
Oh, we've got some extra shelf handles as well. So down here, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but for manhandling and stuff like that, there's another built-in handle. It's very ergonomic. There's a good lip underneath. Similar to the molded in handles that go all the way through, these are fantastic spots to kind of manhandle and manipulate something like this as you're loading and unloading it. Molded in handles, standing platform.
And you got a paddle keeper.
Yep, paddle part. That's a fantastic thing for paddle retention. You can put it, just pop it up out of the way. And is there anything else that I'm missing?
People love to see the bottom.
Oh yeah, we can. Let's pop this guy out. Do that. Drop him right here.
You know what I'm thinking? If we lay it, well, you could flip it over, I guess, but.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do.
Oh wait, there is more. Now that we took the seat out, this is how it looks.
Oh yeah.
I always talk about maybe putting a cooler there and using it as a seat, but I never actually do it. I don't know if anybody would do it. Comment below if you're one of those people. But you kind of like gain more height, so you could maybe see the fish.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I'm a super really good angler, so I don't need the extra advantages. I feel bad for the fish already.
Yeah, sure. Then another cool thing, because this is the science show, right?
Yeah.
The way that this, in terms of physics, is going to work is any water that pools up is going to be collected into these channels and kind of coaxed along back into these rear scupper holes. So it should work with you to keep you dry and happy.
So are you one of those who always have the scupper plugs or not?
I don't. I go featherweight. Like I bring a couple of snacks, my camera, maybe a rod if I'm really looking to go fishing that day. And so I don't get anywhere near the max capacity of this guy. And that's where I would see somebody really needing a scupper plug. Or if they're in like colder environments where it's a little bit choppier. I'm in beautiful sunny Florida.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah,
Don't.
sorry. It doesn't get cold around here. And in fact, having some water, like at some points, what's really cool about these guys, and we'll show you with that underside, the way that these guys are structured, they're wickedly stable. So I'm from North Carolina, and it gets too hot for me down here at specifically in the middle of the day, right when everybody's ready to start paddling home. So what I can do is I can hop off of this guy, attempt a front flip, and then probably face plant into the water, but then simultaneously get back into the kayak right afterward very effectively.
Refreshed.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a huge benefit for me, especially with my Irish heritage and everything like that. Like that sun is not super favorable to me. So I got to hide in the water for a second and then hop back on. And so for a quick refreshing dip, you've got something that's stable enough to where I can get into and back, get out of and then back into super effectively. But let's take a look at underside.
Oh,
look at that structure.
Wow.
Super steep channels, almost bridging on, Big Fish Cathedral Hole territory.
Wow.
You've got a very sharp, pronounced keel right here, almost like a dagger edge. So you're gonna cut through that water. You're also gonna eliminate that boat slap, kind of the water slap noise. I don't know if you've been in like more flat billed boats and stuff, but you'll hear and that drives me nuts. What it'll do over here is it should glance the water away and splash it away, so you won't get that weird tapping noise as much. But yeah, super steep channels, nice tri-hole right here, ridiculously stable. Again, for standing up, for getting into and out of the kayak. You've got all this structure working with you, and it tapers back down, perfectly balancing onto that wheel whenever you're ready to transport it back home. And that's the Moken 10 PD.
You forgot the specs.
The specs, 10 feet 4 inches, 79 pounds, actually 89 pounds.
How wide? 34?
34, 35. It's wide. It's tough. It's
So,
ridiculously stable.
Cat hole, 34 inches wide, is gonna be stable enough for any normal human being under, I don't know, 230 pounds?
Easily. Absolutely.
Boom. All right.
Yeah, we're located at 501 West Dearborn Street down here in Englewood, Florida, southern Sarasota County. If you find the time, swing on through, even if it's not just for the kayaks. We've got a fantastic community down here. Great food, great folks, and just a great time.
And you got accessories too.
Yeah, bunch of accessories, high-end stuff, rod holders, cup holders, and stuff like that from people like Railblaza. A great selection of high-end PFDs from our friends over at NRS.
Wait. I was gonna ask you about that. Let's say something cheesy.
Cheesy.
That is not really cheesy.
Oh, yeah?
What do I mean by cheesy? Like
cliche.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, you're the public relationship mayor here. I'm the opposite. So, what is the most important kayak accessory there is?
Let's see.
Don't say paddles. Paddles.
Paddle would be really helpful. A good PFD is an imperative down here. You never know what can go wrong out there on the water. Yeah, so getting something that's comfortable that you're going to be wearing is really important. PFD, whistle, a nice little medical kit. All of those things are really great things to have when you're on your next water adventure. And we've got a good selection down here. If you got questions about any of these sorts of things, feel free to reach out to me directly. My name's Sam. You can reach me at sam@waterwaysusa.com, or you can reach me by phone at 941-841-2299, or even better.
What if this video goes viral and you get phone call from like China and other places?
If they got questions, good questions about kayaks, then I'd love to help.
You're crazy. Guys, this right here is like your command center. You use the pockets, put your pliers and stuff, and then you want to wear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The cool thing that I love about the Chinook series, not to, turn the video into NRS propaganda, but you got this nice mesh back, which works really well with our specific styles of seating. I wear one of these guys and I forget that I have it on.
Yeah, see, you have the flat, this is going to be on top of the seat, so it's not going to bother your back. And they're fun to wear. They're nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Molded foam, so.
And for the most part, you don't look stupid. I mean,
That's a huge factor as well. You don't want to look silly out there when you're catching fish. These guys help you achieve that, and the wide selection of colors and variety that we have within our kayak models is going to help you with that too.
Bro, YouTube may demonetize this video because of the word stupid.
Oh no.
Oh God. What are we gonna do?